And then on the bottom we see the battery status and also if the SD card is inserted. Now we will go to the menu. So menu, you have first movie mode, which is a frame rate and resolution. Second was for still image, so amount of megapixel used for the still image. Third is picture in picture, on off. This can actually also be done by the button on the top. And fourth is lens selection, so the 35mm is the one that I have installed right now. Units can be in meter and yards. Movie clip time, so this is how it cuts the clips in those kind of chunks. I prefer the biggest possible. Auto record is on, off, but it can also be on, and we can adjust also the brightness of the LED. So let's try to do that. Yeah, so brightness, and then confirm. Okay, so this is the first layer of the menu. The second one is if we go to the menu and press this button, and then now we are at, let's say, deeper menu. This is, we have exposure, you have stamp that you want to see on the screen, you have sound recording on or off, you have settings for date and time. You have, sorry, the format was above. This is the clock settings. So you go through all of them. I have to go back now. It's a little not practical to use, but like this. And then we have to go to confirm. No, sorry. It's a little clumsy. Like this, and now we go to OK, 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 and we are out. You can format the SD card, which I will not do right now because I have videos on it. Version and card info, just some info, and reset setup if you want to change the settings. So these are the settings in the menu. If we go back to the black and white mode, you can zoom in or out. Of course, you can do this also on the color mode. So this is of course digital zoom, the amount of zoom that it's available. It always goes up to 20, but in certain modes it's using the whole sensor, and in that case it goes down to not 1x but 0.5x. So basically it has a 20 times zoom. But it's kind of weird, yeah. But this has to do how it uses the sensor. If it uses a crop sensor in lower resolution, higher frame rate, it does that. So, for example, we can check this. Let's go back to the color mode because we don't need to be in black and white. I didn't think about that when I started this. Okay, so if we go back to menu, and now let's change the film settings to, let's say, full HD 120. You see it cropped in. So right now we start at 0, so zoom is starting at 0, and we can go further, of course, again to 20. And there's also some other things that it does differently depending on the resolution. So I assume it is making some sort of oversampling, and the higher frame rate modes doesn't do that, so you get much quality difference. You get different quality if you choose different settings. So definitely by far the best is the 4K 30. But also all lower frame rates are better than high frame rates, which of course makes sense. So okay, let's go to 4K 60, for example, and if we do this and we now zoom in fully, and I will also start recording on the device just so we have that image as well. and if you go fully in, there is some sort of digital sharpness that is added only if it is in 30 mode, but not higher frame rates. So let's do the same thing. Of course I have to stop recording now. Stop recording. Okay, stop, menu, select, menu, select 30 frames per second, menu, and start record, and go zoom in again. Okay, you can see here the difference. It adds some sort of sharpening, but the condition is that the image is extremely stable, not moving, which of course is hard to do since the device doesn't have any image stabilization, but it only adds that sharpening if the image is stable, not shaking. So of course I have everything on tripod now, so it's easier now, but it would be harder otherwise. So the laser will not be able to see right now. I have separated videos that I will show you which you see it on, but right now what we can do is start the laser rangefinder. So of course also we will not see the beam of the laser rangefinder, which you do see in nighttime if you use in the black and white mode, because the laser is basically near infrared spectrum, which this sensor can detect. So right now you can see that right by the sign for the, I guess, golf hole, you can see the measured distance, and the laser is actually working constantly, repeating the measurements. So if we go to a target further away, so we'll just direct to this house, you can see now it's 800 meters, and if I go back down, it will be again this 60 or less meters. So it's constantly measuring and giving you data on the top left screen. So this is really nice, I think. Of course you also get this basically it's not really a reticle, it's more of a box where the laser is hitting. This is, by the way, adjustable because the laser is mounted on additionally, and you might need to adjust this yourself. There is a link, I will post a link below how to adjust this reticle. And the same thing with the laser pointer. So the red laser has two set screws, which are 1.5 millimeter Allen key, and you can adjust that to be all of those to be in sync. So that's it. It's the same thing in night mode. If I switch to night mode, you will see same image, although if it was dark right now you would be able to see where the laser rangefinder is flashing, and also of course you would see the red dot if you saw the laser pointer if you had it on.